When I was growing up many, many years ago, had all of my hair and a few pounds lighter. And we visited the little town of Troy, Alabama, visit Tuskegee, visit Montgomery. I saw those signs that said white men, colored men, white women, colored women, white waiting, colored waiting. As a young child, I tasted the bitter fruits of segregation and racial discrimination, and I didn't like it. I heard the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on our radio. I heard about Rosa Parks. 17 years old when I heard about the Supreme Court decision. And I used to ask my mother, my father, my grandparents, and my great-grandparents, why segregation? Why racial discrimination? And they would say, that's the way it is. Don't get in the way. But the action of Rosa Parks, the leadership of Dr. King, the involvement of lawyers at ACLU inspired me to find a way to get in the way. And for more than 50 years, with your help and your support, I've been getting in the way. Long before we started sitting in, going on a freedom ride, a marching on Washington, attempt to march from Selma to Montgomery. It was the ACLU that helped protect our members of the ACLU. You've been there. You're never giving up. You're never giving in. Continue to push. Continue to pull. You know, during my young life, when I had all of my hair and a few pounds lighter, I got arrested and went to jail 40 times. But it was the lawyers of ACLU and other legal organizations and groups that came to our defense. We were charged with disorderly conduct, and we were orderly. Charged with breach of the peace, marching without a parade or permit, or trespassing. But you were there then, you're here now, and I come to say thank you. Thank you so much for all that you continue to do to create a more perfect union. I want to thank you for this award. And again, I'm sorry that I could not be with you tonight. But I want to close by telling you just a little story. The story is a story from my childhood. I think it tends to symbolize where we are as a nation and as a people. When I was growing up outside of Troy, Alabama, 50 miles from Montgomery, I had an aunt by the name of Seneva. And my Aunt Seneva lived in what we call a shotgun house. She didn't have a green manicured lawn, had a simple plain dirt yard. And sometime at night we could look up through the holes in the ceiling and count the stars. Sometime my Aunt Seneva would go out into the woods and take branches from a dogwood tree and tie these branches together and make a broom, and she called that broom the brush broom. And she would sweep this dirt yard very clean, sometimes 2 and 3 times a week, but especially on a Friday or Saturday, because she wanted that dirt yard to look good during the weekend. One day, my brothers and sisters and first cousins was out playing in my Aunt Seneva dirt yard, and an unbelievable storm came up. Oh, I should remind you what a shotgun house looked like in a nonviolent sense. It's an old house, one way in and one way out, where you can bounce a basketball through the front door and the ball will go straight out the back door. I know some of you here pulling for Boston, and you know what a basketball looked like. Well, that's in the nonviolent sense. In the military sense, a shotgun house is an old house one way in, one way out, where you can fire a shotgun through the front door and the bullets will go straight through the back door. But we were out playing in my unseen evil dirt yard. And an unbelievable storm came up. The wind started blowing, the thunder started rolling, the lightning started flashing, and the rain started beating on the tin roof of this old shotgun house. My aunt became terrified. She started crying. She thought this whole house was going to blow away. She got all of us little children together and told us to hold hands. And we did as we were told. The wind continued to blow, the thunder continued to roll, the lightning continued to flash, and the rain continued to beat on the tin roof of this old shotgun house. And we cried and we cried. And when one corner of this old house appeared to be lifting from its foundation, my aunt had us to walk to that corner to try to hold the house down with our little bodies. When the other corner appeared to be lifting, she had us to walk to that side. We were little children walking with the wind, but we never left the house. So I said to you tonight, call it the house of Boston. Call it the house of New York. Call it the house of Atlanta. Call it the house of the ACLU. Call it the American house. We all live in the same house. Just maybe our foremothers and our forefathers all came to this great land in different ships, but we're all in the same boat now. It really doesn't matter whether we are black or white, Latino, or Asian American, or Native American. We're one people, we're one family, we're one house. Thank you so much for this great honor, for this award. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful dinner and good night. I hope to see you here in Boston very soon. Thank you very much.